Hey Thinksters, and welcome to this video where I want to show you real quick how to do intermediate association analysis to find bestseller bundles. So this is part of my new book, Python One-Liners. It's part of the data science section where I dive into a NumPy problem in each video. So I will give out these videos for free. You can buy the book if you want to follow along, or you can just watch the videos for free. Okay, so let's dive right into the problem. Say we have a basket of purchases. This is a very common problem. For example, Amazon does this. If you buy some product and then Amazon recommends this product is also, or customers who bought this product also bought that product, and then they recommend some products for you. And actually, many. So it's a very relevant problem for data scientists, and many companies are built around these recommendation engines, like Netflix, for example. People who watch this movie also watch that movie, and so on. Okay, so association analysis, this is how it is called, is really relevant, and many 21st century business models center around very strong and very robust recommendation engines. So stay with me, watch this video to the end, and you will learn something new about association analysis and how to do it in a single line of NumPy code. Okay, so here we have this two-dimensional matrix. In each row of the matrix, we store whether a customer bought a certain product or not. Okay, and in each column we have a certain product. So, and we have a 0 if the customer didn't buy the product, and we have a 1 if the customer bought the product. Okay, so this is the raw data matrix which we have, and now we want to find. For example, we have like the first column can be the first course 1, the second column can be course 2. So this customer bought only course 2 but not course 1. And then we may also have some ebooks in our business, like this customer bought ebook 1 but not ebook 2, for example. Okay, and this is how you can like understand how you can get a feeling of this data set. And now we want to find two items that were purchased most often together. Okay, so this is very relevant. For example, if you want to upsell some product, so in your company, if a customer buys product X, which product Y should you recommend to the customer? And now we want to find a pair of products that were purchased most often together. For example, here, course 2 and ebook 1 were purchased together 5 times. So I guess this should be the result. And how can you do this in a single line of code? Good. So let's dive right into it. So we have a variable we call it co-purchases. So these are the products that are purchased together, and we want to find the two products that were purchased most often together. So how can we accomplish this? So basically we can solve this problem in a single line of code. Let's maybe have one large list, okay, indicated by this square bracket notation, and now we want to basically find the max among. So this gives us now the number of times they were co-purchased together, and then we simply, as a result, we print the maximum of this list with a certain key function, and I will give it to you in a moment. Okay, so let's create this list, and here in this list we create a list of tuples with each tuple consisting of 3 values. Let's call the third value x. The first 2 values, they are clear. These are the indices, so the ith row and the yth column. Okay, so this is customer I, and this is this may be product J, for example. Okay, and for each of those product pairs, we want to know how often those 2 were bought together. Okay, how can we now calculate this x? How often these 2 products are bought together? Now we can simply use a sum function on the ith. Let's make it like this. On the ith column. Okay, so this is, we use slicing to extract all rows, but we only take the ith column from this. Okay, so for example, now we have all zeros and ones from course 1, for example, if I equals 1, if I equals 0, if I equals 1, then we will have all ones and zeros, so whether the product is bought or not, from course 2 and so on. Okay, so we extract the column vectors of these of the product I, and then we also, so we want to sum together the ith row and the basket. We need to call it basket, and then we take all rows from the jth column. Okay, so we have two column vectors, the column vector I and the column vector j. So we have two products. For example, if our if I equals 0 and j equals 2, then we have this first column which encodes the purchases of course 1, and we have the ebook 2 with column index 2. Okay, so this is how we do some vector addition, and now we simply add them together, right? So if you add together course 1 and course 2, then we get again a vector as a result. So we get, like here we have calculate 0 plus 1 is 1, 0 plus 0 is 0, 1 plus 1 is 2, 0 plus 1 is 1, 1 plus 1 is 2. Okay, and now you can already see if both products now are bought together, basically, then we have a 1 in both rows. So that means that one customer bought both products, so we have a 1 in both for both columns. So therefore, if we add it together, we get the sum 2. Okay, so now we want to check if this sum is 2. So we now have this is a sum computation, and now we check the result. Is it equal to the integer value 2? And if this is the case, now we have a vector of the vector of Boolean values. Okay, so whether the result is 2 or not. If it is 2, then they were co-purchased together in an instance, and if it is not 2, then they weren't actually co-purchased together. Okay, and yeah, and as we calculate the, so is this even correct? Actually, yeah, this should be like this. Sorry. Good. Okay, so these are our tuple values. So we have I. So we have two column vectors I and j. Now we calculate the sum. So we calculate, we like add together the ith column vector and the jth column vector, and now we check whether the result is 2. If this is the case, both products have been purchased. Okay, so we have a vector of true or false values now, whether the sum of those were 2, so whether both products are purchased or not. And now we simply sum together all the, using the np.sum function, we sum together all Boolean values. Okay, and if you sum together Boolean values, so the Boolean value false is represented by the integer value 0, and the Boolean value 1 is represented by the integer value, the Boolean value true is represented by the integer value 1. So therefore, if we sum together, we get number of true values. And so this is what we want. So then for 2 products, we can get the number of times they were co-purchased together. Okay, so this is like the core of the core idea, and now we use this comprehension. So this was the expression part. Now we need to define I and j. So now we simply go for I in range 4, because we have 4 different products, and for j in range I plus 1, 4. So we have, basically, we check all combination of the products, and yeah, so all combination I and j is always larger than I, because otherwise we would just do some redundant computations. Okay, so that's it. That's our one-liner solution. We can also, like, if this is too much, maybe we can simply split it in 2 lines of code. So you see here, this is a context part of the list comprehension statement. So this gives us this defines values I and column integers y, I and j, And then here in this part we created a new tuple out of the column indices I and j. Yeah, and we basically check whether both values, both products have been purchased by a certain customer. Okay, and now simply we calculate the maximum of the co-purchases basket. But now what is the maximum of a list of tuples? Now we need to define this. So we need to define the key function. We create a new function with the lambda keyword. So x is now a tuple value, and we map x to the second tuple value. Okay, so the maximum tuple value is now our maximum function is basically determined by the third tuple value, which is this result. So how often they were co-purchased together. So the product that is co-purchased together most often is now the result of this max function. Okay, so and this is our result. So in a single line of code, basically, I mean, yeah, we have some helper lines. We could do everything in a single line of code. This would not be a problem. So we can just replace this thing with the co-purchases matrix and then print it directly onto the shell. So we could represent it in a single line of code, but then it may be a bit more too complicated for this. Okay, so and now we simply execute this, and the result is 1, 2, 5. So this is our tuple so basically with index I, so the product with index I and the product with index 2, they were co-purchased together 5 times. Okay, so this is now, so this column has index 1, this column has index 2, so those two were co-purchased together 5 times, and this is the maximum. So this was what I initially estimated to be the case. Okay, so we have 5 times those products have been co-purchased together. If you if you want to understand Python one-liners, then get the book Python one-liners. If you have bought the the book together, then please rate the book on Amazon. This would be a great help, and yeah, I hope that you learned something out of it. So we combined different features, different Python and NumPy features in this one-liner solution. So we had list comprehension, we had the NumPy sum function, we have the keyword with lambda functions and Boolean Boolean computations on NumPy arrays. We have vector computations, we have slicing, we have indexing. So we really had a lot of different Python features. This is really an advanced one-liner solution, but you can see it's beautiful. It works pretty. I mean, if you would write this in a few lines of code, so without the one-liner power, then it would take you maybe 10 or 15 lines of code, and here we can have everything in a single line of code. So I love one-liners. If you want to check out the one-liner book, then please go ahead and do so, and see you in the next video. Bye.